The Grand Hero Battle Unit Saias is here, and you know what? Just like Arvis, he's like father, like son. He's a chip off the old block. They're two flowers from the same garden, two peas. I had only a couple more. You didn't have to interrupt me. Two peas. Okay. Wow, fine then. Yeah, let's get his digits. Taking a look at his stats here, he has a decent attack. That speed that's in that mediocre range, we're going to talk about that specifically in a moment. Really nice resistance score, so maybe we could do something with that. One of the problems that we always have with a mage like this is that they're usually too slow and always get deppled by things. But you'll see where we're going to go with this. So let's take a look at what he swings with. War God's Tome. This is wonderful. It's pretty much just like Arvis's Tome. Can't even say his name? Are you kidding me? Good lord. Alright, so anyway, what his very unique and not at all copycat tome does is provides basically attack and resistance ploy 2 all wrapped up into the same package, which is really sweet. Then if we take a look at his special, he has Glacy's really leveraging off of his resistance. No A slot, but the B slot is escape route, helping him get out of dodge once he gets hit. He only has 36 hit points, at least at his base level, so that's something to keep in mind. And then he has speed ploy, so he's providing 3 ploys, which is wonderful. And so that is really where his niche comes down to, is that he's able to help out the entire team. But there's some things we could do with him. Let's go ahead and check out this budget build. We always take a look at some builds, and budget builds are great because they let you get the best use out of a hero without having to spend a lot of resources on him. What I recommend doing is go ahead and putting Fury on him as an A slot. It sort of seems like a cop-out, but it does help his resistance. It helps his speed a little bit, which he needs, and it gives him that little bit of extra attack. And by the time he gets going, he doesn't care that he's losing hit points, because he just needs to have that high resistance going. And then the B slot is going to be subbed out for Swordbreaker. Swordbreaker is a fantastic substitution skill in this case. It's going to let this particular build basically run the gambit of all of the sword users that are out there, and just making sure that they just die, which is wonderful. You don't even need to affect them with your ploys. You should just go ahead and go and do that. So you can ploy somebody, run over to a sword lord, and just drop them. It's wonderful. You can also stand up to a lot of red mages this way. You don't kill them all, and as a matter of fact, you really have a hard time killing Sigurd for obvious reasons because of his setup. But when it comes down to it, you have a great unit here that's really cheap to make, that's gonna do a lot for you. So I think this is really good. But when it comes down to it, it's very hard to argue that these Grand Hero Battle units and all of these Tempest Trial units seem to be sort of just dropping down in what they sort of provide you. So let me know down in the comments, are you upset that these units are sort of getting passed over as far as getting great abilities? Are you feeling like they're slighting people? Or are you okay with the lower quality level of the Grand Hero Battle units we've been getting and the Tempest Trial units that we've been getting simply because they're free? Let me know down in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts on it. I have plenty of my own, but let's go ahead and start the conversation with you. What are your thoughts? So let's go ahead and start to go into the builds here. Really, I have 2 things to mention to you. One whole build to show you, but there's another one I want to mention real quick, and that you can give him Desperation and Brass Assault Seal. It technically works if you could go ahead and give him the Defiant Attack in the A slot. Don't do this. Saias has other things that he can do for you. You don't need to give him this finicky build that I have recommended a few times. Other sites recommended on other mages. A lot of blue mages seem to be getting stuck with this anymore. There are other mages that run the Brash Assault Desperation combo better. There are other units, period, that run it better. And Saias can display it, but there's no reason for him to, because you're basically ruining most of the reason why he's around. So yes, you could do that with the Blade Tome, the whole 9 yards. Just don't. It's my recommendation. So Saias doesn't have any kind of unique B slot like Arvis had. honest to goodness comparison. Oh my god! Alright. So Saias doesn't have his own B-slot skill that makes him unique, unlike some other heroes may or may not have. Jeez. So, really, it sort of limits what we could do with him. And so what I recommend, if you're not going to go with the budget set, which honestly is rather potent, this set here is what I recommend. It is a killer in the arena. It does more than what you need it to do, and it just ploys and helps out the entire party. I absolutely love this setup here. The reason why I like this so much really is just because of what I said, that once he goes into combat, he does well. Now this rating up here is not too good. The aggressor rating is labeled from A to F, where S is actually practically perfect. Usually only in the categories. You're never going to see S as the top rating here, which is probably a good thing, to be honest with you. But whenever you break it down like this, it doesn't look good. But if we go ahead and apply the ploys to his target, boom! Oh my gosh, that's so much better. He does so darn well. And you know what? The matchups he's winning are the ones you want that kind of unit to win, and the ones he's losing are the ones you wouldn't necessarily just stand him out in the middle of the field for. So this is what we're going to evaluate. Let's go into the obituaries, look at the DPT, Deltran's PvP threats, link down the doobly-doo to see who is in that. You could use that and a MDS style editor. I have links now for both Arctic Silver Foxes and for the Andrew 2 GitHub version. Both of them are down the doobly-doo. Check it out. This DPT here is just with before any kind of ploys are applied. And honestly, there's a couple of good units that we're getting rid of here, like Winter Tharia. That is wonderful. Sorry, Tharja. Wow, can't pronounce anything. So I can say Tharja, but I can't say any other red mages. Great. So now let's take a look at what happens whenever we have the ploys applied. 24 wins on initiation. This is great. Now, a lot of power is going into this particular build. I agree. But when it comes down to it, it's definitely very worth it, because you have a wide scope of things. You don't necessarily want to catch too many things, and that's where this comes into play, is that it's a support unit first and foremost, but you have all of the aggressive firepower that you need to be able to get rid of a lot of units. I mean, look at this list in this DPT. It is crazy. The units that we are killing are great. And even if you don't want to do arena with this, which I can understand, limited merges, no IVs, there's a lot of problems there. Even if you don't bring it to arena, looking at this DPT list, you can see that this has a lot of oomph to it, and you could feel comfortable bringing it into a lot of PvP, PvE content that's out there. Also, whenever you bring it into all of these new game modes that are out there around rival domains and the grand conquest maps, these matchups are very relevant then. So these are things that you're going to be able to take down, and I just love what he can do, guys. It seems like he was going to be subpar to somebody else, and you know what? He may have lower attack and speed than other units that are fathers. But when it comes down to it, it doesn't really seem to affect him too much. The lack of flexibility and not being given any kind of unique skills, yeah, that sort of sucks. But once again, that seems to be in line with what they're giving us going forward with Grand Hero units. And on top of that, he doesn't need it. He can be a powerhouse unto himself. You can either make him target specifically reds, or you can make him target a large group of things that you would expect a blue mage to be able to do. And it is simply beautiful. Devastating the battlefield, helping out teammates. I mean, what more do you want? I think that's exactly what you need out of a mage, and Saias gives it to you. But what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments if you're excited for Saias, or if you think he's been done dirty. And do me a favor, if you like your Fire Emblem information hot and fresh like Grandma's cookies, hit that subscribe button. My name is Deltran. Thank you guys so much. I greatly appreciate all of you. And until next time, take it easy. Two peas in a pod. Apple doesn't fall far from the tree.